Behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, rebuild!
Rebuild starts with an autonomous period. Robots are started pre-programmed and preloaded and pre-programmed, trying to deliver as much fuel as possible to the hub during that first 30 seconds. The team that does so will get a slight advantage. Team 71, Team Hammond, making a good run of the fuel through the neutral zone, getting a little bit stuck there on the hub. Red Alliance able to score a good amount of fuel. 15-1 Team Thrust picking up some from the outpost. Scores 31-45 in favor of the Red Alliance. Red Alliance will get that advantage then, moving into teleoperated. So Blue will get that first solo hub action. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The remaining is all teleoperated. Human players have picked up the controllers and driving the robots that their team built this season. 15-1 Team Thrust, definitely a high performer and one to watch during this match, but not to be outdone by some of their opponents. 49-82 and 71 Team Hammond. 49-82, that's Olympus Robotics. The robot's name is Riptide. Currently your 6th ranked team trying to pick up fuel from the center part of the field and deliver it while their hub is still active. Now the Red Alliance hub, Blue Alliance hub is inactive, so they'll likely play a little bit of Hungry Hippo, picking up as much fuel as possible out of the center part of the field. Continue to score points for their alliance and get additional points towards the ranking point requirements. 100 fuel required for energized and additional for supercharged. Teams continue to score points and make their way up in the difference of alliances there. 43-89 in favor of your Red Alliance, with the Blue Hub currently active. Blue Alliance trying to tighten that gap between the teams as much as possible. 51 Team Thrust down the center, volleying some of those shuttle balls into the far side of the field to get that fuel ready. About 500 fuel are on the field of play. Each of those are those yellow spheres you see scattered around. Less than 60 seconds remaining in the match. Red Alliance getting their final opportunity of just their hub being active, trying to widen that point gap between the two teams before we enter that end game period. Team 71, Team Hammond has a long zip tie hanging out the side, but that's only won't be an issue as they continue to collect fuel for their hub. Team 7198, TL Fearsome Gears trying to make their way over to the bump to cause some chaos potentially in their alliance opponent's area, but instead going back to their own to score points for their alliance. We're in the end game period. We heard that steam whistle. Both teams continuing to score points as both of those hubs are active. 157-9 or 58-90 as Red Alliance already making their way over that energized ranking point threshold. 51 could consider a climb. We'll have to see if they do so, trying to sneak in there in final seconds. And that's all we had for qualification match 35. Stick tight to see how those scores total up. Taking it with a score of 175, nearly 100 points greater than Blue Alliance is 76. Red Alliance going to get 4 of those available ranking points, 1 for cresting the energized requirement for scoring 100 of those yellow spheres known as fuel, and 3 for winning the match, allowing for all those teams to rise in the rankings. 15-1 maintaining their 2nd ranked position.